Ronnie, what up?
Wait a minute. What is this? What? Is this a trap house for me?
No. Look, I got it all figured out.
You got what figured out?
This is how we gonna pay the actors for Bae Vs Bae, the sitcom.
Wait, that's Chinese writing. This ain't real money.
I know, that's the genius of it. I ordered all of this off of Amazon for $10. So look, and see how real it look?
Yeah.
This is what we gonna do because you know the GoFundMe is moving a little slow.
Right.
People acting like they can't support Bae Vs Bae, the sitcom,
Right.
but we need our actors.
Right.
So look, right, when you get it right here, right? So say this walk money, right? Or Slack or Diver or whatever.
Right.
You fold it up, you pay them real fast. See that? Now by the time they put it in their pocket,
right,
and they figure out it ain't real money,
right,
hopefully the GoFundMe people gave us real money and
right,
we can be like, yo, well y'all know that was prop money.
Right.
We got it confused, we mixed it up.
No. Okay, we're not paying our actors with Chinese money.
No,
y'all, please hit the GoFundMe. GoFundMe.com/F/Bae Vs Bae. Stop,
Yes.
please, because we can't do this. We're going to lose our actors paying them with funny money.
Well, no, Ronnie, by the time they
No.
realize...
GoFundMe.
I want to thank you guys so much for being a part of the show. I'm so excited to have you. So I was telling Ronnie, since this is your first time on the show, Kyree, that I have to put in that little disclaimer because I'm a mom, I'm a MYLF. Is Gray back there asleep? She knocked out, yo. She is rocked out. But, if you hear any kids screaming in the background or anyone jumps in, we're just going to ignore it. She's so cute.
I'm sure Ronnie knows a thing or two about that.
Right, yeah. Well, I know Ronnie knows. I know, and you do too, because you got a little one now. And
yeah, but Knock's different. I tuck him away. He won't come back out until I say come back out. Not Gray.
He's
Gray
trained. He's well trained. But they do that for the dads, though. They do that for the dads. Like
that's what Kristen says.
They don't do that for me.
Maybe you're all right.
Yeah. So I'm, that's the one thing I like about COVID, because Jose's home, the kids will listen to him. They go crazy with me. Thank you for tuning into MYLF Review. Today I have a dynamic duo. They are not a couple, but they do play one on TV. The creators and lead stars of Bae Vs Bae, Mr. Kyree Terrell and the beautiful Ronnie Graham. Thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of my show today. I'm so excited to have you. You are handsome, Kyree. And Ronnie, you are beautiful. And I'll just thank you so much for being guest on today. And I asked you guys to come on because, I interviewed Ronnie last year and I was telling her how much I loved your show, Bae Vs Bae. And when you guys decided to make it a full sitcom, I got excited. So I know that my guests are going to be excited about your show. And I just wanted you guys to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about Bae Vs Bae.
Sure. Ladies first.
Okay. Well, Kyree, we were working in the same building, and Kyree, called me like, "Hey, you got time? Come down here real quick. I gotta ask you something. got an idea." So I came downstairs and we met, and he was like, he wanted to get back and get that. He had that acting bug, and he wanted to get back in it. And he had this idea about, relationship situations, but funny. And we would be, the couple, and we would do different skits and so forth. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm always with it. Like, I was like, yeah, that's up. Let's go. And, yeah, it just got feet from there, and he's been writing, I've been writing, like we both took turns, writing the skits, and that's my version. What's your version, Kyree?
Yeah, I mean, Ronnie touched on most of it, as in the first thing I started off in this business was modeling and acting. And obviously a lot of folks know me from being behind the camera. What a lot of people that met me over the past 10 years kind of didn't know is that being behind the camera wasn't my first love. I took it on because I just didn't see a lot of the opportunities that I wanted personally. And when I did see the opportunities that I wanted personally, I wasn't always picked And I felt like I wasn't always, not because I wasn't tickled or favoritism or whatever going on. So I was like, man, I'm gonna learn how to create my own content and do that. And I just went off on a 10-year tangent of creating content for other folks. And I would dibble and dabble here and there, but I told Ronnie, like she said, I'm like, yo, I'm ready to go back like full throttle into acting and writing and creating stuff for me to be in. And you want to be my girlfriend in this series called Bae Vs Bae. And we ain't know it was going to be, as well received as it has been. And quite honestly, that's why we're turning it into a sitcom, because we feel like we can do something with it that's, more than a skit, more respected than a skit, more work going into it than a skit, more characters than just ourselves. So that's kind of where Bae Vs Bae is now, in the pre-production phase of the sitcom, season 1, hopefully, of many, hopefully.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love what you said about because that's something as actors, because we all are actors and we all also work behind the scenes, but sometimes you have to create your own way, your own road, because everything, you're not going to get every role, and everybody may not see your potential, and how passionate you are about something. So why not create your own content, create your own show, because representation is important too, so you may not have been picked because people didn't think you fit that mold that they wanted to show. And Ronnie, you shaking your head, yes, because especially as African Americans, our roles are few and far in between as it is. And because I always see Ronnie at the auditions, and so we're in Philadelphia, it's a small market. And, I'm sure globally it's a even smaller market. So I love what you said about choosing to create your own path and working behind the scenes. And also inadvertently, you're giving a lot of us opportunity. So you're creating extra opportunity for those of us out in the acting world that, sometimes get overlooked because we don't fit the mold. And I personally thank you, because I was on one of your shows as well. So
I was about to say, you better believe it. Lead actress on my first series.
yeah. And I truly love working with you. And I think both of you are so talented in your writing and your producing and even directing. Ronnie has her one woman play, and she's had a few other shows that she's worked on that were just brilliant. And but one thing I wanted to ask you guys was, what was the writing process with your show Bae Vs Bae? Because I think I watched every episode, and I think they are so hilarious. Like, do you get your ideas based off of real life situations, or like friends, or what?
I know
One
for
of them,
me, it's me.
Ronnie wrote a real life on one of them.
Two of them. So the one about farting in your sleep, that was me. And you're sleeping, in a bed with your, significant other, and you fart in your sleep, and you don't mean to, and it's embarrassing. And so that happens to me, and it woke me up out of my sleep, So we did that one, and that one went viral. That one pretty much, Meek Mill, Meek reposted it, and it went viral. He said, "This is my life right now." And the other one was my
Stalker Kid.
Stalker Kid. Yes, when I was stalking, one of my boyfriends back in the day was cheating, and I went on my stalker mission. So we made it, of course, we embellished, but it was some truth to what was going on in that video.
And the goal with Bae Vs Bae in the writing really is to kind of give couples a chance to look in the mirror and just realize how ridiculous they look and sound. Because like, me and I should say Marcus and Shelly, we turn up for like the dumbest stuff and just ridiculous turn ups. And like, I think that there is a point to each episode, but you really got to refocus it in the lens that is like, how crazy are we? Like, number one, if me and Ronnie can not even really be in a real relationship and write these experiences and then act them out in a relationship, if you doing that shit in real life, like, it's like, that's why it'd be funny, because people be like, that was me and so and so. You know what
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? So we try to write them to the point where they're real experiences, but just y'all look silly, right? Like the one when Ronnie put the whole dress on to go to the cookout because she thought Marcus X was going to be there. Like, that's a real thing that women do. Like, you real
Yes.
glamorous to go nowhere because you want to show off in front of somebody X. Like, you look silly. Sit down somewhere.
Yes. And of course, comedy is exaggerated. So we know, like, you know, we go over the top. But yeah, like that is, we're taking real experiences. And that's why people have gravitated to it so much, because it's relatable. Like, they have one of the Bae Vs Bae has been them. Like, one of our skits, they could be like, ooh, that was me.
Oh, I've definitely seen myself in a few of those, maybe all of them, but a few of those episodes. And I love it because it is so relatable and it's so funny. So you guys are starring in your show, you are writing your show, and you're also producing, directing, everything. So what is that process like?
It's a work in progress. You know, like, this is the first time that, you know, a lot of times we've done things on our own. You know, like I wrote my one woman show on my own, and he's, you know, written things on his own. So now it's like us coming together in this creative space. And, you know, we thought we knew each other before, but we're learning more about each other and getting closer, you know, as far as like our friendship, because it's like, you know, it's a process, you know. So
Right.
we are continuing to grow through this writing process. You know, we get together and we write, and a lot of things too, we improv. Like, when we did our skits, we improv. Like, we do have like a script, but we improv a lot. So with the writing, we might improv, you know, okay, let's improv and see what happens. And then we'll tape it and then be like, ooh, that was good. Okay, we like that. You know, and then so it, you know, our to me, our process is unique. But it works. Like, it's worked so far.
I would say almost every joint has at least a piece of improv in it.
Oh yeah.
Like, at least a piece, whether it's just us keep going at the end or something. And then there's a handful, believe it or not, that were all improv. And if you've seen the promos for our GoFundMe, they were all improv. We just had an idea and we just went. You know what I'm saying? And quite honestly, off topic of the question, but back to the original question, I've known Ronnie for so long, right? And this is an important point to make because I know so many people in the acting world, right? All the time when I'm doing a project, people hit me up and they want to be a part of the project. Bae Vs Bae being one. And it's like with Bae Vs Bae, when we first started, it's like, it's just me and Ronnie, like, who you gonna be? You know what I'm saying? But when I had the idea for Bae Vs Bae, all the actresses that I know and stuff like that, Ronnie was the first person that came to mind to have the type of interaction that we have. You know what I'm saying? And that was just like based on me just knowing Ronnie for so long, like knowing what bag she could get in and out of. I was just like, because my character, believe it or not, is inspired by my cousin. So when I'm playing Marcus, I'm just trying to act like my cousin. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just like a fast talking, like funny because he's funny, but not like trying to be funny dude. And I'm just trying to embody him when I'm playing Marcus. And I knew that Ronnie could bring the energy that, you know, could come back to that. But back to the question you asked, me and Ronnie fight. We fight creatively. I had to put Ronnie in a headlock last time we was together.
Whatever.
Ronnie was like, Kyree, I was like, Ronnie, this is a creative conversation. I'm not saying no, boo. let's just try it another way. Let's see what it sound like your way. Let's see what it sound like my way. And let's just make honest, arrangements about, how it go. And when I said that to her, it spent us into this entire conversation about who she believes I am as a person and who I believe she is as a person, and what buttons we need to push for each other just to get the best out of each other collaboratively. You know what I'm saying? And when we left that conversation, we both agreed that we were closer as friends after it. I'm talking about, we talked for probably like 30 minutes, not about Bae Vs Bae, but about like, Roni, this is what I need. Kyree, this is what I need. And we came to an agreement that helped our flow creatively. You know what I mean? And one of the things I said to her is, I said, before we get to arguing about, at the end of the day, something that doesn't really exist, right? Marcus and they are characters, right? So before we get to arguing in a way that is, our friendship is affected, let's really think about who these people are and what their influence can be. And let's make sure that that's the page that we're on. And like I said, her and I just had a heart to heart, and it helped our creative process. And I'm only saying that not, to put either one of our business out, but for people who may be in a collaborative space. And this is something that I learned from My New Philly. When you have so many creatives around, especially ones like Roni and myself, who have their own accomplishments, and at the end of the day, really don't need each other. Like, Roni don't need me to be successful. I don't need Roni to be successful, but together we've created a monster. So we have to wrangle that thing. And I just said to her, like, it's just passion. It's creative passion. I don't want you to not have it. I know you don't want me to not have it. So creators out there, understand what creative passion is. It's not personal. It's just, I got an idea. Well, I got an idea too. Well, my idea. Well, your idea. And how do you merge those things? You know what I'm saying? So our creative process has taken that roller coaster. But I think, Roni, we in the best groove we've been in since creating Bae Vs Bae, and it's a good time for it with this damn sitcom coming.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree.
I love that. I love that you shared that, because I think a lot of times when people set out to be entrepreneurs or creators and they have to collaborate, they have a business partner or, like a production partner like you guys, that we look at ourselves, but we don't, think about working with and how that dynamic, how that exchange will happen. And sometimes it gets hard. It's, especially when you're in a relationship, being a team in a relationship is hard. So of course, working creatively, you're working to put something out there, put your art out there, potentially make some money, potentially get some recognition. So you do have to be on one accord. And, it's hard. Sometimes it is a struggle. People may have some differences in opinions, but that's okay.
Right.
It's okay to disagree.
Right.
It's okay to have that stress, that pull and push and pull. And like you said, you come out on the other side when you're big enough and you're brave enough to face it and really see it through, because it can become something so beautiful. And that's what I think, it shines through in your show, and even though they're short skits, I mean, it's so relatable, and we can feel the vibration. We can feel the realness in it. And I think it is because it is the two of you, and because you guys do have such a, I don't want to call it a bond, but you have such a strong background. And, we didn't know that you guys had this, this stress or this struggle, maybe, behind the scenes, but it really turned out to be something beautiful. And I appreciate you guys sharing that, and sharing your content. And so my next question was, now that you guys are moving on into your next step, with creating your short sketches into a full-length sitcom, how does that work? And I know that you guys are looking for a sponsorship and extra help in production costs. So what is it that you guys are looking for, and how can we help you?
Money. All right, next question.
Next question, money. That's it, money. Like,
Where the money reside. Yes. Okay.
Where the money reside. Where the money reside. mean, basically, we've had this talk, and by us both being in, this space, creative space, actor, producer, director, whatever, it's not, we're used to doing stuff for favors, for people and stuff like that, but we don't want to do that. We want to be able for people to walk away with something, with something. So it's like, it really has, the money is not going to me and Kyree. It's going to, because we did add 2 other couples in this sitcom. So it's now 4 actors besides me and my Marcus, and we have 10 people on the production team.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to be able, and we're shooting 10 episodes. So we want them. It's a lot of work that's going to go into it. We can't expect people to do that for free. Like, as much as they love us,
So
it's nice to be nice, but that's not going to pay these bills.
Oh, right. Like, I mean, or if you want to do one day of shooting, okay, that's cool. But
GoFundMe.com/F/Bae Vs Bae. We just say that. You know what I'm saying? You say it
right
again.
here. Say it again.
GoFundMe.com.
.com.
F/Bae Vs Bae.
Vs Bae.
All right. And every little bit counts. Don't think
Every
that
little bit.
I ain't got but $5. We'll take your little $5.
We'll take your $5. Don't say little. Don't say little. We will take your $5.
Gotta say little still. You gotta say little still, so they could feel like damn, it is kind of little. Let me at least give them 10. Yeah, that's why you gotta say little.
Don't say that.
You know what I'm saying? A little $5. You know what I mean? Man, y'all spend more than $5 at Wawa, man. Come on, man.
Definitely do. I spend $10 every time I go on Wawa.
That's out of all right. Wawa is dangerous. Wawa and Target, boy, they'll break you. Listen, if we made y'all laugh in any of our skits, if we made y'all laugh, man, help us out, man. You know what I'm saying?
Please.
We really don't need you to break the bank on us, and we know it's not your responsibility to fund us. But if we just took your mind off something and made you laugh one time, you know what I'm saying? Charge it to the game. You know what I'm saying? Charge it to your card. Hit that GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? One little time.
One time.
You know?
One time.
And shout out to those folks that already donated, especially our big donators. I think Richard and Yasha is our biggest donator. I know Nikki Purv and donor. See Tasha in the background like donor, not donator. Who else? Nikki Purvey and Marcus
Haley,
Knuckles hit us with a little bag.
Haley Graham.
Somebody else hit us with a nickel. Oh, Terry Towser. He hit us with a little 500 piece. It was somebody else that hit us with a nickel. It'll pop in my mind out. But we're 30% to our goal. And I know Ronnie said the money ain't for us, but if we hit our goal, baby, we get some money too.
I mean, yes, that'd be nice.
If we hit our goal or exceed it, you know what I mean? Let's exceed it. You know, me and Ronnie want a bag too.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Oh my gosh, yes. Well, thank you to all the people that have already supported Bae Vs Bae.
Yes, thank you.
And so how can my viewers see you guys in action? How can we see Bae Vs Bae, the smaller skits that you have now? And again, can you shout out that GoFundMe link so that my viewers can help support your amazing show?
So to watch the show, they're all on Instagram. Follow the hashtag Bae Vs Bae. That's just BAEVSBAE. Bae Vs Bae. It's versus Bae Vs Bae. They're also on YouTube. So same thing. If you search Bae space versus Bae, you'll find those. And there's Ronnie, how many episodes we did? I want to say
at least like 12, 13,
15, somewhere in that range. 12, 14, somewhere in that range of just regular skits. Shit, more than that if you count these GoFundMe teasers. GoFundMe is GoFundMe.com/F/Bae Vs Bae. So little gnat. I wasn't grabbing air. This is a little gnat.
Oh, I didn't wish. I don't know if we was doing the slash. I thought she was doing the slash. Like I didn't.
I tried to fly in my eye. GoFundMe.com/F/Bae Vs Bae. We are looking to get this thing started filming the end of May.
Yes.
The end of May into deep into June, we'll most likely be filming this joint. But y'all help is needed, man. Y'all help is needed to get
Yes.
this off the ground, you know?
Well,
Please.
thank you so much for sharing all of your information and your insights about the ins and outs of Bae vs. Bae and how we can support you guys. Now, before we end our episode, could each one of you just share a little bit of advice for someone who may be interested in creating content, writing, producing, and acting?
You want to go first, or you want to close the show, Ronnie Graham?
I'll close it. Go ahead. You go first. I went first before you go first.
You just try to steal the shines. That's all. Let me see what he say. Let me see
went
what
first.
he say, so I could one up him. You know what I'm saying? If he say go to school, I'm gonna say go get your doctorate. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I am gonna go get my doctor.
Nah, what I'll say, man, is I'll say always remember that there's not one show in town. That's one thing that I'll say. And the reason I'll say that is because right now, whoever's watching this, you're looking at 3 people who have been grinding in the whole arts and entertainment community for a long time. And I say arts and entertainment because, like, when I met Ronnie, like, she was doing choreo, like, for dance and runway, you know? So that ain't got nothing to do with acting, but you know, she's also a very talented actress. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see Dawn, she's on a billboard, you know what I'm saying? And there's not one show in town, but I think a lot of times creators get dejected when they don't get that thing that they tried to get and they don't go through the door they thought they were meant to go through. If you're an entertainer and you're a creative person, you like me, you got so many ideas, you got so many things that you want to do. I think my advice would be don't allow anyone to tell you what you can't do, and don't allow one door closing on that thing to change your mind and think, oh, maybe you can't do it. You just got to find another outlet. So there's way more than one show in town. All right. There's always going to be other opportunities in town. You just got to find the one that's going to gravitate toward you the way you gravitate toward it. And then when you get it, you gotta kill it. Don't be one of those people that's unprepared, unprofessional, late, don't know they lines or they dance move or whatever. The door open and you that person, they like, damn, I shouldn't have opened the door neither. Like when it open, go hard and finish strong. So that would be my advice, man. Top that, Ronnie.
So all I'm gonna say is what he says. Like, no, no, but seriously, like, what my advice is to, one, pay attention. Like, if you are in this environment already, like, pay attention to piggyback off of what Kyree said. If you pay attention in your environments on, you know, the right way to do it, then you can, when you do your own, you're well equipped because you know you've paid attention. Like whenever I was on sets, and I mean like bigger sets, I was not afraid to ask questions. Like I would ask people because there's a lot of downtime when you're filming. And so I would literally be like, oh, what do you do? Oh, and what do you do? Like, you know, I would ask questions. Like it's knowledge. At the end of the day, knowledge. Like whether you're taking an acting class, whether you're taking a script writing class, whether you're taking, you want to always fill your brain with knowledge, because then when it's time to do your own thing, you're knowledgeable. You know, we have a lot of people, and this has always been my pet peeve. In our city, I can only quote my city because I've never done anything, you know, it's pretty much in another city. But people just wake up one day and they say, I'm this, but then they don't, and that's fine if you want to be that, but then they don't take the steps to do, you know, to be that person. So you just wake up one day like, I'm a director. And it's like, okay, well, what do you know what they do? Do you know at all? A little bit? No? Mm-mm. Okay. And then you can tell, because when you're on set with them, you're like, you don't know what you're doing, you know, and that's very dangerous, because I have been in situations when I started out acting. I'm very respectful. to people. And I was in, you know, different plays and people were like, they were the director. So I was, of course, respecting their role, not knowing they didn't know what the hell they were doing. Like they just woke up one day and was like, I'm a director, or the writer of the play nominated their cousin to be the director. And then I'm sitting here, you know, I'm green because, you know, maybe this might be my third or fourth play. And I'm like, okay, you're the director. And then I'm like, what's going on? You know, and then people are pulling me to the side. She don't know what she doing. Do you? And I'm like, what?
Fun fact about me, I didn't publicly call myself a director until we won that award for Singledom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying, like, you know, people.
No, I know,
like
I know you ain't talking about me. I'm just your point.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, we can wake up one day and want to be something. That's how a dream starts. That's how, you know, that's how you become that. But people just really just take it on and don't want to do don't want to perfect the craft. They just want to wake up one day and say, I'm it.
It's disrespectful.
It's disrespectful, you know. So that's just my thing. It's just knowledge, like knowledge, book knowledge, experience knowledge, ask questions like this. So when you do your own thing, it's right. It's right.
Thanks.
Absolutely. You guys have so much knowledge, and oh my gosh, like we could go on and on with everything because you know, I know you guys have so much background knowledge and everything. But I just want to thank you so much for being a guest on my show. And that is it.
All right.
Yes, guys. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing Bae Vs Bae on TV or on the Netflix or wherever you stream it. And yeah, big things coming. I know this isn't it. I know this isn't it.
It's not.